Hey guys, welcome back. Today what we're going to do is we're going to dive right into Thinking and Growing Rich. We got the last segment here now. Last time we recapped on Persist Till You Win. This is still chapter 1, but just part D now, so part 4, right? Now, the last chapter we talked about persisting until you win, which relates to my 4th step plan to success, the 4th part. We're going to dive into the master your faith and captain of your soul. This is a very deep quote. If you understand this part of the chapter, again, go through the book, read it for yourself, get a gist of it. This is a recap for anyone who wants to know how to apply it in today's time and age, right? So, you are the master of your faith, the captain of your soul. If you can basically control your mind, control your thoughts, you can control your life. You can think your way into any situation. You can think your way to any wellness aspect, right? I will show you exactly how to do exactly that using this book. The concept relates to the law of attraction, right? So your brain is a magnet and it doesn't discriminate. The thoughts that you let reside in your mind will attract light thoughts to it. So if you sit, and this is the majority of us, say for example you wake up, first thing that happens is you are influenced by a negative interaction. Now you have a negative tonality going through your day. And so as you're going through your day with that negative filter on, because that negative thing in the morning happened, you recognize more things that seem negative. Someone cut you off in traffic and it seemed like they had a grimace on their face. So now you're like, oh man, did I do something wrong? They looked angry at me, right? And so you're going to recognize all these things that relate to that feeling and relate to a reality where that is your truth. But the difference is when you understand and you bring awareness to your feeling overall that was dictating that narrative, you can say, no, wait a second. The triggering thought in the earlier state of my day is what put a filter on my mind, a filter through what I am going to see today. And I happen to recognize all the negativity through my life. That's why it's so important to, recognize that you can control your state. And if you control your state through, whether it be meditation, mental practices, self-awareness, etc., you use these other resources and tools to become aware of your mental state, understand that you can change your mental state, but these are, again, just tools that you use to be aware that you have that ability, right? So we're going to use the law of attraction to our own ability. How can we use this law that we can't even fathom? Like, it's not something we physically can just show you. It's not like we say, hey, turn your mind on to thinking about money and then money comes to you. No, but what I will tell you is exactly how I've utilized the law of attraction in business. The exact way I've used the law of attraction in my health and my own wellness, right? Wellness being the overarching thing that embodies everything, basically. So, again, we have the ability to control our thoughts. And earlier, I mentioned triggering thoughts. I triggered the thing that you think about the most, you tend to attract more like thoughts too. I'll break down exactly how that works here. So, boom. Let's say you wake up in the morning, right? Wake up. First thing that happens to you is going to be a text message comes in. I'm going to use this text comes in, right? This message says something urgent. It says urgent, act now, panic. Literally, it wouldn't tell you to panic in your normal text messages or emails, but basically this is like, someone said this about you, you need to react, and this is what's going on right now, react right now, it needs your attention. That usually is how most people start their day. And what this does is then that puts a negative, mark on your morning. So then, you go into the coffee shop, coffee, and the barista happens to look at the line, and she is shocked at the size of the line behind you, and you can see it on her face, and she's like, like shocked, right? You see this expression, and you take it as not wanting to serve you. And because you take that view as someone not wanting to serve you, that's another negative thing in your morning, right? And the cycle goes on, right? You have someone driving in traffic, boom, they cut you off, and you saw their face expression. It was like they were serious, like that was their facial expression, right? And you took it personal, thought they were mad at you. Another negative thing. Boom. Now, every one of these things stemmed off from an overall filter of how you perceive the situation. And we can change our perception by changing our thoughts on it. And I'll show you exactly how to change each one of these into a positive, right? So let's say if we change the narrative from urgent panic now to get to test a new strategy at work. Boom, you get to test a new strategy at work, and if it works for you, you may appear a hero, which again, by flipping how you perceive the situation, urgent panic now, like, oh, this problem's happening, oh man, problems, like, oh, I gotta solve it. No, like, if I solve this, like, we will never have this problem again. So we get to test a new way to solve it. We get to literally try new things. So now you get to be a hero, right? That's a good thing. What about not wanting to serve you now? You saw the facial expression that she gave you, and you thought she doesn't want to serve you from that facial expression, right? But instead, we're going to transmute that into a new thought over here, and we're going to say, wow, you look busy, or, you guys have a busy day ahead of you, huh? Something like that, right? Humor, right? Humor / conversation starter. Now, instead of taking that facial expression as a personal, look towards you saying, ooh, oh my gosh, this line, you'd be like, huh, you got a busy day ahead of you, huh? Or were you expecting a crowd like this, or anything, right? Try to change their facial expression, put a smile on their face. Take this as a challenge for yourself, right? New perspective, new lens to put yourself through. It takes effort, but it works, right? It really does, because if you've realized the potential that you have, you could either, at that moment be like, ooh, this person must not want to work. And then so they might rush you the change. And then you're like, ooh, they're rushing me the change. They're trying to rush and get some orders done, and they're trying to get you served, right? But you might take it as this narrative that isn't true. It's only true to you. It's your reality that you're building. You get to change your reality when you change your thoughts, and all you got to do is change your perspective. If you change your perspective, literally infinite abilities are available to you, right? So traffic, you get cut off. You see the guy, he looked at you. You see that facial expression, right? Instead of thinking that's a personal facial expression, you happen to think, wow, what if someone happened to take a photo of you looking like that right now? I understand you might be in a rush, maybe you're running late to work, but look at your face. Haha, like that's funny. Like, you know, you can turn it into like some humor again. Like if you need to turn it into humor, turn it to humor. Or like you could turn it into like, oh, they must be in a rush to do something. Or like, again, I like the humor because you could just say like, oh, he must be rushing to his girl's home or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so much you can say, but like at the end of the day, you can flip it and make it good no matter what you do. It's a matter of perspective. And when you start to view situations differently, you become the master of your faith, the captain of your soul. Because when you view a situation differently, you'll start to have, you know, instead of this one filter becoming the thing that makes you start to trigger negative thoughts, you'll have a green filter, good one, start to trigger all these good thoughts, and then you'll start to see more opportunities open up to you, and you'll start to, if your mind is literally a magnet and it attracts the things that you want to you, wouldn't you want to think about good things more often? Like, so, and if you started to do that, wouldn't you just get good things in your life? You know what I'm saying? So let's go back to the board here. We just did thought triggers, good and bad. Now, how can you influence your own mind though? I'm going to give you actually a resource here, a method that you can use to master your own mind. In the next video here, I'm going to actually break down some steps that allows you to control your environment, and it includes just a little bit of open-mindedness. So guys, you want to check out that next episode. See you guys in the next one. Tell us when it's out. Peace.